Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We are doing another 10 card one stamp set collab, myself and Jen from Scrapbena Creations. So fun. We love to do this. It stretches our supplies. It just gets the creative juices flowing. So let's jump into it. I am going to show you how I colored a lot of these already, and they are up in the top part of the screen. So this is the Heffy Doodle Superdudes set. I love this set. It's one of my favorites. It's so cute. Oh, by the way, side note, got my nails done. Who did them, you ask? Yours truly. I learned how to do gel nails. So let's take a pause and show you what I used. I took a chance on this set right here from Amazon, and it is awesome. I had so much fun doing my own nails, and hopefully they're gonna last, and they look really good. So I was very, very excited about that. Of course, check back with me when I have to take them off. We'll see how that goes. So this is the set. It comes with the lamp, the UV lamp, all those colors on the right hand side, and a top coat that's shiny, a matte top coat, and a base coat. And so, yeah, I had a great time learning how to do this. So anyway, all right, let's get back to the card. So right here, I am showing you how I altered the hair on two of these. I wanted to add these cuties to my little collection for my cards. So I just did some swirly curly hair marks with a black marker that is alcohol ink friendly. And right here, right now, I'm apparently thinking I'm coloring the face, and I am not. That was the mask, and so that's a boo-boo, but I'll show you how we fix that later. So I'm going to go through and keep the coloring in here for just a couple of them and kind of talk you through it. Do you see on the left-hand side that R28 cap? That looks like a blush pink. It is not. It's a brown. And that's why for Ohuhu markers, it's so important that you swatch out your markers. I have made this a lot easier for us. If you want to head to my Etsy shop, which will be linked in the description box below, and you can check out the color chart over there. So what you do is you print it out and you swatch your colors into the chart, and it goes in blendable order. So I also include an Excel in there because you can change up any of the colors that you need to. Let's say you're not using the same paper as me, or maybe the ink is just a little bit different. So it's important to swatch. That's what I would tell you. And it makes coloring so much fun when you can just grab up your markers and go. But if you're playing this guessing game, it just adds stress to the process. And we do not need stress when we're coloring. Okay. All right, so I'm going to continue on this. Ohuhu markers, you've heard me rave about them in the past. I think they are a wonderful set, especially for the price. But they sell them in the 120 full brush marker set. And then they also sell skin tones and pastels. And so I have the entire set, all three of those. And that is what's on the color chart when you go to the Etsy shop. I also have the 120 set alone. So it's up to you if you want to check those out. So let's fix this little mistake here. I am going to opt for pink for our little cape and mask, and I just went right over it. That's it. That's the great thing about alcohol markers, is just go right over it. And I made it look like that was the darker part for the shadow. And yeah, I do it twice because I wanted it to blend in a little bit better. And so I go back, and here you see me do it again, but very, very simple. And I honestly didn't know if it was going to work, but to my surprise, yay. So I'm adding blue to this little outfit here. I thought I could go purple, but that was predictable. And so I thought I would switch it up a little bit. And so I'm adding blue. And I like it. I think it's cute. So that's pretty much all the coloring that I am going to walk us through here. And next I'm going to show you this paper pad. This paper pad is from Whimsey Stamps, and I showed it in a video I did recently, but I had to show it again because it's so pretty. They're like bokeh dots. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what the name of the 6x6 pad is. But it's like this really thick, sturdy cardstock. I really like the feel of it. It's very nice. and I just was loving the bouquet. So I had to throw that in there at some point. It's going to be our first card here that we're going to put together. So I kind of have my Superdudes off to the side, and in the collection or grouping that I'm going to use them for the cards. And so I first ran through some of that bouquet paper through my die cutting machine with this stitched heart. And now in my MISTI, I am going to just stamp it out with one of the phrases from the stamp set. I cut my stamps because the sentiments were really long, and so I wanted it to just be easier for me to stamp it. So I cut it in half, and then I just placed the bottom half right below it. So here, I think I changed this cardstock, because right here, oh no, maybe this is the white one. I had, Accent Opaque is very bright white, and I love that. And so I had a piece of Nina, I want to say, that you think is white when you're just looking at it. But when you compare it to the Accent Opaque, it's not as bright white. Okay, I'm going to pop up a lot of these Superdudes. So this first one, I'm going to use some, well, all of them, I'm going to use some foam tape, and I'm just going to place her down. This one has a special place in my heart. This is so cute. It says, "You will always be a hero in my eyes." And it's got these two gray-haired people, Superdudes, because all people can be superheroes, okay? Maybe it's because there's a ton of gray coming in my head lately that I want to embrace it. But funny story, side note, I went to get my hair lightened. And by this point, because I had pretty dark brown hair, but I had a bunch of gray coming in. So I went to get my hair done, and my stylist put a bunch of foiling to lighten it up. And when I was done with it, it camouflages the gray a lot. So it looks like it's just like pretty light. I come home and Adia, the first thing Adia says, my 11-year-old, "Oh, yay, you embraced your gray." I said, "Oh, it's actually blonde. Look closer, please." But thank you. Yes, I am embracing it. All right, so that's the first card. Let's go on. We're going on to the second. Now, before I continue on with the cards, this is something I like to do with any new stamp set that I'm using, is inevitably I'm probably going to put white embossing on black cardstock. So I might as well stamp them all out at once and do this at once. So it's exactly what I'm doing. Anti-static powder tool, black cardstock, got all my stamps lined up. I'm going to stamp it with scrapbook.com ink. This is a sticky ink, and I'm going to do it twice. That is something that I have been doing recently, is stamping my stamps with the embossing ink twice. That's the second time. The first time, I just skipped right over it, but that's the second time, and it just comes out so much better. I have my super fine white embossing powder, and when I was heating this up, this is completely irrelevant to the card making, but my heat tool was not melting my powder. Like, it was on there. But then I realized I have a dual set heat set on my Wagner, and it was on the lower one. So definitely use the higher one for when you're heat embossing. Now, this background I've had in my stash for a long time. I made these years ago. And so I thought I would pull one out and, put it to good use. If I sound tired, it is because I am. Because the kids and my husband went to Delaware today. Early morning. So I got up at 5. And I decided that I was going to utilize this entire day to do all the things that I wanted to do. Case in point, I made this whole video today, and I'm doing the voiceover, and it's going to post tomorrow. So kudos to me for that. And I did my nails. What else did I do? Oh, I purged my craft room so that I can finally film my tour. So that's going to be fun. So I did all that, cleaned up. Oh, I did laundry, did the kitchen, vacuumed. Was this my dream as a young girl? That when I had this nice new house all to myself, I would be cleaning? No. I did sit down and watch a movie. I finished watching You've Got Mail. And then I started something about North Korea, and it was just made me sad. So then I went to Sex and the City too. So yeah. Okay, I don't even know. I wasn't even watching. Okay, yeah, this card. So most of these backgrounds are old and just been sitting in my stash. But this one, the idea here was she was like standing on his back. It didn't quite turn out that way when you look at it. But you know, that was the idea. He was flying through the air and she was standing on his back. So like they're both like superheroes. Okay, let's move on. So this one right here, again, I did this background. This was with that new Stickles gel that has the stars in it. Glitter gel, and I used a stencil on that, and I really like the way it came out, but you can't really see it because the clear gel, it really is kind of clear sparkly. But I did that one, and then this one, this last card here, this one is using another one of those bouquets, but I like how this one has sort of the more empty in the middle, so I was just able to put them on the side of the sign they're holding. So I hope your day is super. Now the two last things I did for these cards. For one, I went back and I did a little bit more embellishing. So I had these little jewels. This sequin set is from Catherine Poehler. And so I had these little gems, so I added those. And then I went back with my white gel pen. And this gel pen particularly is the Arteza one in the 1.0. Arteza sells them 3 to a pack. Really good gel pens. I did a gel pen review if you want to check that out on my channel. But this was one of the top 3. So I really like it. It shows up very nicely. It's smooth. It doesn't skip. So good pen there. So I am just adding those gel pen marks all over. It adds a little bit more of a highlight to your images. It sort of livens them up. And so I really like to do that final thing on my projects. I think it really does something very nicely for them. So this, like I said, this is a 10 cards, 1 set collab with Jen from Scrapbena Creations. Her video will be linked at the end of this one and in the description box below. So please go check out what she did with her 5 cards. And I can't wait to see them. We don't show each other before we post the video, so it's a surprise to me too. So be sure to check out hers. I always love to see if we had any similarities between our 2 cards, so make sure you do that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to go into some still shots here of the cards. Below in the description box, you're going to find all of the products that I use to make these cards. You're also going to see my Amazon storefront, which is where I have all of my best cost savings tips for craft making or crafts, card making, etc. And so you'll see that below. My Linktree link is below if you want to connect on other social media platforms. I will see you all in the comment section below and in the next video. Bye-bye.